Jean-Jacques Rousseau lived much of his life as an outsider. He struggled to fit in and had a tough time making friends. Nonetheless, he acquired renown in several fields of philosophical and artistic endeavor. He was born in Geneva on June 28, 1712, to a poor clockmaker. His mother died soon after his birth, and his father had trouble letting go and held bitterness towards his son. Rousseau's father eventually left, and he left him to be raised by, you guessed it, a rich uncle, who would also eventually disown him. Rousseau lived his life with nagging feelings of guilt, depression, and inferiority. In 1725, when he was 13, he began work for his uncle as an engraver. When he turned 16, he left Geneva to wander around France and Italy. He took several jobs to support himself as a servant, teacher, secretary, and on his journey he met François Louis de Warens, who supported him for a while. She had a large library and knew many well-educated people. This influence got him started in his academic and philosophical work. He had already, though, by this point, decided that he wanted to pursue composing. So he moved to Paris in 1742 at age 30. He did compose several popular pieces. While in Paris, he also met Denis Diderot and contributed several essays to Diderot's encyclopedia, essays on music and economics. He wrote his first philosophical piece in 1750 on science and the arts, where he sets forth his theory that civilization is what corrupts people from their naturally good state. In 1761, he published a novel, and in 1762, he published his most important book on political thought, The Social Contract. In it, he famously says, "Man is born free, and everywhere he is in chains," again supporting his thought about the natural goodness of people that is corrupted by society. He also outlines his view of the state of nature and an updated and much more liberal view of the social contract, as we've been looking at with both Hobbes and Locke. Also in 1762, he published a work on education called Emile. In it, he encourages parents to not lay up sorrow for yourself by robbing children of the short span which nature has allotted to them. As soon as children are aware of the joy of life, let them rejoice in it. Both the social contract and Emile took such radical views from the norm that they were burned in public. Rousseau fled Paris and went to England after a personal invitation from the Scottish philosopher David Hume. He returned to France while still in exile in 1767, and he was allowed to move back to Paris in 1770. He lived there until he died in 1778, just as the French Revolution was beginning. His works have inspired some and also been criticized by others since then. They've been used for gain and they've been used for ill. However, Rousseau remains an important Enlightenment philosopher.